J-Man. I am Jason, defender of geekdom. My true calling in life was revealed to me the day I had discovered YouTube. I have the power! I became J-Man, the most powerful geek in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret. My friends Steven, Owen, and Sean. Together, we defend geekdom from the evil forces of social media. J-Man. Hello, everybody. J-Man here in the Phantom Zone. Today is the second part of the Versus, the space opera Versus, which is going to be Battle Beyond the Stars versus Space Mutiny, or Mutiny in Space, I think it's called sometimes, but I'm calling it Space Mutiny because that's the JPEG I found. Now, I don't own this movie, but I do own Battle Beyond the Stars, which, everyone owns that, of course. So you're going to have to trust me. I forgot it. It's on my shelf back there. I'm sure Sean has it on his desk or something. Does Sean have it? No, he doesn't have it? Oh, man, come on. That's a fail. Maybe Charlie has it. I don't know. Somebody's got it. Okay, Charlie's got it, so he can show you the DVD. So we're going to do that today. So last week we started off with Yor, the hunter from the future, versus Krull. And everyone thought Krull was going to win. And I was like, you know what? Because it's just obvious, but it didn't win. So Yor won. And everyone hates me now because I put the nail in the coffin of Krull. And I was like the Krull supporter. I was like a Krull apologist. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, Yor just kind of like sparked something in me. I ended up buying the song on iTunes. I gave money to Apple. That's how brutal that is. I gave Apple 99 cents to buy the Yor song. And I listened to it about 4,000 times. I had it on repeat for about half an hour. And then Sean and I went to a comic book show and we had that on repeat for the whole drive there and the whole drive back. So yeah, Yor has captured our imaginations. So I'm very happy for it. Red Brown has made it into the qualifying. He's made it to the tournament. I mean, he beat the qualifying match. I'm not sure of his chances this week, but we are going to do our space on it, which is story, pacing, artistry, characters, and enjoyment. And I'll explain it all as we go. So it's not fun to do it by myself because it'll be a 3-minute video. So we have to bring in some special guests. Well, one of them disappointed me last week because I thought they were gonna make it easy for me, but they didn't. They didn't make it easy for me, and he's laughing backstage because he knows who it is. So I'm gonna bring him. He's wearing. I think he's wearing the Luke Bespin shirt. I was gonna wear my Dengar shirt. Is it Bespin? Yeah, I could tell. I could see the tip of it. I knew what shirt it was. That's how what a loser I am. I've got the Dengar version and I've got C-3PO. So let's bring him in. Hey.
You have to admit that was a dramatic 3 minutes.
That was dramatic.
I'm watching. I'm like, this is awesome. It's like, what's he gonna do? It was great entertainment, man.
Oh my god, I didn't know what I was gonna do. That was not staged, and I wasn't trying to act or whatever. I wasn't.
It's like you're about to euthanize a friend or something. Like,
I couldn't because it was very difficult. Everyone was angry at me. Literally private messages. They're like, "Are you stupid? How could you give Yor over?" And the problem is that Yor was a lot of fun, and Yor's the man.
Yeah,
it's very difficult to vote against the man.
Yeah,
right. And you right. So I just can't.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's bring in someone who was not here last week, so he's decided to grace us with his presence. Now, I would normally play the Macho Man thing, but we do
come
have
on.
No, I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it. We're using his official one that I made.
Yeah.
Oh, you showed up this week, eh, Steve?
I did. Well, my technology worked this week, so that was a plus.
It's like, yeah, come on, man. So yeah, I think what happened is that Steve couldn't decide between Yor and Krull and then faked an illness, like, oh, I can't make it, because he knew Yor was better but didn't want to say it. He wanted me to look like an idiot.
Yeah, it would have been more like I would have been there saying, "Are you crazy?" But I, in all honesty, I can't be mad over the decision simply because I only got halfway through Yor, and Blu-rays have, like, the copy I was watching online was horrible,
right?
And I've been spoiled. I'm going to say it. If it's not at least DVD quality, I can't literally watch it. I just sort of, my mind wanders. I can't help it anymore, guys. Like, if you want me to, like, tell you my opinion of your movie, please give it to me in HD first.
Well, you should just buy Yor. It's brilliant. You can find it for 5 cents or whatever, because our next guest found it real cheap and bought 2 copies. That way he could watch it 2 times. He could watch it twice. You get that joke.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, he can do that. So let's bring him in. Oh my god. No, stop it. It's not Yor's day today. Yours over.
I know what I did. I caused chaos.
Caused chaos.
I was behind J-Man as he was trying to make this decision on which person to kill. And I just guided that knife right through Kroll's gullet, man. And he's just gone.
If Steve were here, it would have been a tie, and then we wouldn't know what to do.
So
unless we say Kroll, then you just get swayed, J-Man.
No, well, we could do a 12 Angry Men, and it's all or nothing either way. But in that case, I would have gone. So we have rules here that we
no rules here.
The rules is that we go to YouTube, and I put a poll up.
Oh, the poll would have decided it would have been Kroll. Yeah.
So I'm going to post a poll right now.
You see, Steve, if you came, Kroll would have moved on to the tournament.
But this narrative is so much better, because then we wouldn't have got the drama. We wouldn't have got J-Man.
It was awesome.
To apologize over this
3
past
minutes and 4 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, him like hesitating.
Yeah,
that was legit hesitation too.
You knew this was counterintuitive to what was right. That's what I thought was funny.
Wait. Oh, come on now.
What's done is done, man.
My God, we haven't finished week 1 yet. We're not. Okay, Yor's coming back. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the official graphic here.
Well, you got to pair it up with somebody.
Yeah, we gotta. And I've got a message for everybody too who's pissed off at me, which I'll get to later. Okay, so here's what it looks like right now. Yor is in the qualifying, so that's in the tournament. We don't know who Yor is going to go against. It will probably not be someone from this group, though.
Okay.
I have to determine that later, and we'll determine that. I'll just determine that on my own, because that's the way it goes, and that's the bottom line. So yeah, no, here's where we're at. Yor will probably face the winner between, like, maybe Arena and Enemy Mine, and then Star Crash and Galaxina will probably face off against Metal Storm or Space Hunter, and then I think Forbidden World versus Galaxy of Terror will fight Saturn 3 or Outland, and then Battle Beyond the Stars or Space Mutiny will face Ice Pirates or Space Raiders. I think that's probably how I'm going to do it, but we'll see how I feel. So yeah. Now this match today. Oh, let's say hello to everybody who's with us today. We actually have a lot. We have a few lurkers. So we have people watching who are not commenting. But if you're watching and not commenting, that's totally fine. We appreciate that you're watching. You do not have to comment if you don't. You can just lurk in the background. I did put a poll up, so if you do want to vote, it could be a tie today. So the poll will decide the winner. I mean, it's not going to be a tie, obviously. I mean, should I pull the notepad up? I guess I should for like what, posterity or literally, like.
Let's all vote for the other one right now.
No, don't.
Listen,
yeah, we'll put our vote here and then go on the poll and vote for something else.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm not going to say it, but I have a good feeling that if a certain movie wins, J-Man will lose pretty much every subscriber he has.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to restart the stream if I don't get my way. I'm just gonna redo it tomorrow with three other people who are more knowledgeable.
It's like Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face. It's like, I'll keep flipping the thing.
Yeah, I'll be the stupid Two-Face from Batman Forever, which makes no sense. He keeps flipping the coin until he gets what he wants. It's like, I don't think that's how it works, Two-Face, but okay.
Yeah, that was brutal.
That's just Schumacher's interpretation. I shouldn't make fun of other people's interpretations, even when they're wrong.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
He doesn't care anymore.
Well, he's
Except
passed
when it
away.
involves your,
Yeah.
All right, so could not be reached. You came here early on. I'd say it's another easy win. Yep, Red Brown is the factor.
That's my boy,
But
Red
he
Brown.
does not have the
There is an
theme song, no.
incoherent song at the end, but
there is an incoherent plot though.
Time for the killer of Kroll.
The Crawl Killer, what's going on? MMM. Hey, MMM, I saw you on Clobberin Times. That's cool,
Yeah.
man.
that's cool. Yeah,
What happened to Space Raiders? It's on there. Space Raiders is there, isn't it?
it's coming. Yeah.
Space Raiders will be going against Ice Pirates and probably losing.
Right.
Space Raiders will be losing to
That's
Ice
what
Pirates
I
next
think,
week.
yeah.
No. I've never seen Space Raiders, so
Oh,
you
no?
don't know.
Oh,
It might be the best.
it's you've seen Battle Beyond the Stars, so you're good.
Yeah, I've seen Battle Beyond the Stars many a times.
It's they use all the footage, the ships, the music. Anyway,
Ooh.
just like this movie does for something else. Anyway, Space Mutiny.
So I never saw Space Mutiny before. So I watched Space Mutiny, and then I did watch Battle Beyond the Stars again, just to watch both of them to give it an equal. Because when I rewatched when I first saw I thought it was really good. Then I watched a second, I'm like, oh, this is a masterpiece. I just didn't get that it was. It takes like 2001 Space Odyssey that I had to watch that a couple times. There's some movies I have to watch twice. 2001 Space Odyssey.
Both said in the
Not
same
those
breath.
are anywhere near
Right,
each
it's right.
other.
It's neck and neck, man.
Oh gosh. Okay. It's going to be Battle versus Space Raiders this week. No. This is Space Mutiny. I may have said that before, but
it would have made sense, but
because if you're saying that there's a lot of footage used in Space Raiders,
well, they
I
use
never
the
saw
same
Space
model
Raiders.
ships too. It's like it's hilarious.
Oh, okay. Like that little
Enjoy.
ball sack thing.
The ball sack thing is in it. Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll just chit chat real quick about the movies, and then at 8 o'clock 8 o'clock sharp, we will start the space, because otherwise this will be a short stream. But okay, so Space Mutiny, I never saw. I'll just start. I had never seen it until we decided to do this. So it came up as one of the movies suggested by either Sean or Could Not Be Reached. I don't know who suggested it. Did you, Sean?
Yeah.
You suggested it?
Yeah.
So I'd never seen it before. I watched it off YouTube. It's not available. I can't find it in any format at all. And I would buy it because I would just, I'd buy anything. So I would have bought it, but it's just I couldn't find it anywhere. So I watched it off YouTube, which is fine. I mean, it's on YouTube, so I guess no one cares. And I never saw it before. First time watching it, I did not even know Red Brown was in it. I was surprised when he was in it. That's his wife is in it as well. She's the girl with him.
Yeah.
I believe they're still together. I'm not 100, but they are still.
Yep.
I thought so.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I've seen her. Like I follow Red Brown, and he's on a couple of Facebook groups, same groups as I'm in for Captain America and these kinds of things. So he posts often. I did see that lady. I was like, oh shit, is that they're still together? That's really cool.
Since 1979.
Wow, that's awesome. So that's crazy. And he's like a pretty good looking guy, pretty built. So he could have probably had his pick. He could have, and if they're still together, and she was pretty good looking too, right? So it's like they fit each other. So that's good that they're still together. Hey Joe, thanks for popping in, buddy. You've seen some Battle Beyond. You never saw Space. Oh, Battle Beyond the Stars is the best, buddy. You got to watch that. And sorry, what did you made a quicker last? Oh my God. Yeah, 2001 is like my second favorite movie of all time after Conan the Barbarian, which I'm sorry is still better than 2001: A Space Odyssey. But 2001: Space Odyssey is the best movie ever made. I'll give it that. But anyway, so that was the first time I saw Space Mutiny. Battle Beyond the Stars, everyone knows it's sort of another Kurosawa version of Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, which is one of my favorite films of all time. I've seen that a shit ton of times. I've never seen Magnificent Seven, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
never. Neither
wow.
version. Isn't that's a wow, eh?
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy. You know what the
Yeah.
problem? And then even Fistful. No, not Fistful. No, Fistful is the first. Yeah, Fistful is a remake of Yojimbo.
Yeah.
And I did see that, but I'm like, as soon as they like, the problem is that Kurosawa, like when he does, now Yojimbo's not Kurosawa though, right? No, but I don't think so. Is it?
No, it is.
No, it is Kurosawa.
Is it Kurosawa?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd have to check.
Yojimbo is.
I'm pretty
It's
sure.
been forever since I watched it.
Yeah, I've seen it a bunch of times, and Sandro is amazing. They're both great. Anyways, I was just like, it's Yojimbo, I'm not watching it. And I saw Last Man Standing, which was also Yojimbo.
Yeah.
That was the remake, another version.
Yeah.
So that's the Bruce Willis one, right? Yeah. So I just never got into it, but I have seen Fistful, and I do like it, but I thought a few dollars more was much better. And then Good, Bad, and the Ugly's like, awesome.
Yeah.
Last Man.
So they got better.
Yeah.
Last Man Standing was, again, it's fun. It was okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is like the Seven Samurai Magnificent Seven storyline. And I loved it because it's a space thing. It's like, basically, it's like, let's collect a bunch of cool aliens and have a battle. And it's literally the battle beyond the stars. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's exactly what you look at the poster, you're like, yeah, that's it. And that happens. All this shit is in it. Like Sybil Danning's like one of my favorites. I own a shit ton of her movies. And Reform Schoolgirls, yes, I own that. Yes, I was going to get it from Vinegar Syndrome, the updated version. I don't know why I need an updated version of that, but I might. I love Howling too. Your sister is a werewolf or whatever. It's an awful movie, but you got her in there, and what's his name's in there, so it's like, is Christopher Lee in that one? I want to say somebody else is in Howling too. That's really cool. I can't remember who it is now. Anywho, so I love Battle Beyond the Stars. It was awesome. So that's I'd seen that like when I could first rent movies or whatever. But okay, so Sean, what are your things on the two movies?
Space Mutiny I saw a long time ago, probably on City or something like that. It's a local channel here.
Yeah.
And I saw it on and off through my childhood, and I always thought it was terrible. The thing is, all the practices that they were doing in that movie that cheapened it were things that everyone did, so it was fairly common.
Right.
TV shows and movies constantly borrowed, stole stuff from other movies and all that. All the boiler room bullshit in that movie. I tried to explain away in my head. It's like you have to. It's like, and they're wantonly starting fires and shooting stuff in a spaceship. It's like, dude, it should probably be pressurized or something. Battle Beyond the Stars, everyone of an age grew up with that. It was on all the time. I always thought it was the most worthy successor to Star Wars. It just seemed more Star Warsy than all the other knockoffs. I love Last Starfighter, but yeah, Battle Beyond the Stars seemed like more. They had the wipes and they had the cool music. James Horner again from Krull, and all the great. I mean, like there's amazing TV actors in this, and from a time when TV actors were seen as lesser and you could get them cheaper than movie actors, and now it's like interchangeable. Yeah. But they got like one hell of a cast, right?
Oh yeah.
Walton's is a bit before my time, so I always thought that the main guy was weird looking, but like I'm not a Walton's guy, right? So
yeah, he's from one of those. I know him from one of those. Is it one of those legal shows or whatever? He's in.
Oh yeah, he always looks like he's crying. Like his eyes always look glassy. It's like
Christopher Lee. I told you he's in Howling too, man.
Yeah,
I know my Christopher Lee.
We didn't say no. We just went, we don't know.
I hold on a second. I got something here that I can play for that. Wait a
okay.
second. I wasn't ready on all these.
Can't argue with a confident man.
That one didn't play at your. I wasn't expecting that one. It was...
So
that guy also was in It. He was Bill in that. Yeah.
Richard Thomas.
Richard Thomas. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's I mean the two, watching Space Mutiny again, I like it, but but we'll get into the scoring later.
We definitely will. Okay, let's go to Steve. What's your thing? So I think you just saw both movies for the first time.
First time. I never even heard of Space Mutiny.
Right.
Battle Beyond the Stars, I've heard of, at least. I didn't know it was basically Seven Samurai, Magnificent Seven again, and the character who Richard Vaughn plays.
I don't remember the. You know what? I left my notes in the other room, and then I realized
Gelt.
I probably don't need
Gelt.
them. Gelt.
Gelt.
Yes.
That was the same character he played in Magnificent Seven. It was the same basic character.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now the great thing about if you're going to take if you're going to take a story and emulate it, take a great story. And that's what they did in Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yeah,
I'm not going to talk too much because we'll get into it like that. But unlike you guys, I didn't grow up with this. I think I said this before. I heavily relied on my dad's tastes when I was growing up to watch movies, and he generally did not like science fiction or space fantasy or anything like that. So a lot of his stuff I've had to either rely on J-Man or just people saying you should see this in order to like bring up my knowledge level in those type of movies, as genre movies.
All right. Charlie, what is
my turn.
your turn?
Well, I didn't think I had seen Space Mutiny till I started watching it going, some of these scenes seem familiar. Not the ones that are familiar. There was stuff about like Red Brown and on the ship and everything where I was like, I had to have like caught parts of this movie at some point, but I had never seen it all the way through at all till a few days ago. And it's Red Brown, so I was going to give it a chance. And like everybody else, I don't want to dig too deep till we start rating this thing. Because So Battle Beyond the Stars, though, I'd seen a lot younger, and I liked it. But I was that kid that just got hooked on Star Wars. I had the toys. I could watch the movies. I could reenact that thing. Battle Beyond the Stars didn't have great reenactability. It's like, everyone get on the ship and follow me. Okay.
Right.
What's your ship look like? Boobs. All right, let's go. Not a lot of imagination it takes, to go outside and play that. Playing Star Wars is. But I also know that this movie really got like a resurgence when everyone realized, oh crap, James Cameron worked on this movie.
Yep.
And it all like everyone now is like, oh, Battle Beyond the Stars. Look at this. Look, have you ever heard of this movie? And all these people come out of the woodwork. And, thankfully it brought that movie back out to the spotlight a little bit because it was known amongst people like us.
Right.
Normal people would just be like, I have no idea what that movie is. Now it's like, oh, it's a James Cameron, his original thing, kind of what jump-started his career. And little known that Bill Paxton was even part of the set designers and stuff like that. So, thankfully this movie gave us a lot later on, but it's kind of my history with it. I have Battle Beyond the Stars. It's out in the shop. I didn't know I was supposed to have my DVD ready to go, but I do have it. And it's one that I'll pop in every once in a while. Like you said, it's a star-studded cast, which we'll get into with characters and stuff like that, but no complaints with that one at all.
All right, so got a couple of minutes and then we'll start the actual thing. So let's see what we got here. So okay, so what are we at here? To be honest, did we miss anything here? You haven't seen in 20 years? Yeah, that's all right, man. You can wait another 20, I think. Oh wow, I didn't know it has all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Yeah.
Wow. Is it like Dirty Harry? Are they all called something different, or I'm supposed to know
it's still whatever the Magnificent Seven, right?
The Return of the Magnificent Seven, the Son of the Magnificent Seven, the Bride of the Magnificent Seven, Magnificent Seven rides
again.
Oh my God, is that really one of them? I
think so. I have to look it up.
I think Return of the Magnificent Seven is fact. I think it's Ride Again.
Rides Again? Yeah.
Magnificent Seven, Judgment Day, Magnificent Seven, Part 2.
I don't know if they made the TV shows and the movies.
Part
too.
Part 2.
I know what the Magnificent Seven did last summer.
Exactly.
That would have been good. I like that one, Steve.
Magnificent Seven, Dominion, Lost World.
Cruise Control.
Cruise Control.
Oh.
Oh my God!
Aw.
Oh god! All right. Okay, so I mean, I guess we'll. So the way this is going to work is, in case if you missed the last one, so space is story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. That's my rating system that I use for movies and comic books. But the way it normally works is that you score each one of those categories out of a possible two being the best. So if you thought the story of this movie was amazing, you'd give it a 2 out of 2 for story. If you thought it was okay, you'd give it a 1. If you thought it was bad, you'd give it a 0. So if a movie gets a 1 in every category, that just means that it's a 5 out of 10, and 5 out of 10 means, yeah, that's an okay movie. So that's how space normally works, but this is Space Versus, so this is actually different. And because we have 2 movies to compare to, we're actually going to pick which one has the better story. Normally, we review the movie based on its own merits and sort of what it promises to deliver. So if Battle Beyond the Stars was just being rated on its own, we would say, okay, how well did they craft this story? How good was the pacing based on this idea? How good were the characters, based on the fact that this is a character-driven movie where you're collecting guys, right? What do you think of the enjoyment? What was the artistry like? So, but we're not doing it this time. We're going to actually compare them to pick a winner and to see which movie is better. In order for it to win, it needs to win out in 3 of the 5 categories. If it's a tie amongst all of us, we will go to the YouTube poll. If the YouTube poll is not 0-100, I'll be a bit surprised. Oh my God, it's 83% for Battle. Somebody trolled us and went on there and gave it to space.
It wasn't me. I didn't do
Nope.
that.
Maybe someone really loves it.
I absolutely love that Battle Beyond the Stars is 83% against Space Mutiny. But we're going to
Someone
talk about
clearly
it.
didn't watch the movie. They just
it's
they
possible.
accidentally clicked it. Like, oh crap, how do I take it back?
Yeah. So it's so we've got Could Not Be Reached that says it's the return of the Guns of and Ride. Yeah.
Right.
We were close. Yeah.
Yeah. I always wanted more Three Amigos movies, and I wanted The Ride, the Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Remember they had all those movie titles?
Yeah.
Shooting for Love or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything. Hey, Brian,
Wow,
thanks
awesome.
for popping in, buddy.
Magnificent Seven in space. That's what I want.
Oh,
In
yeah.
space.
Yo, I mean, that's in space.
I'm sure something's that. Well, we technically this is Magnificent Seven in space.
That's what it is. Yeah. Man, I want Machete in space so badly.
Give me that movie, Rodriguez.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
He can't do it now. He would be instant canceled in the first 5 minutes. If you watch Machete Part 1, the first 5 minutes he'd be canceled. People just don't know that movie, so he hasn't been canceled yet. So
I think that's where that thing is sort of getting tired now, though.
yeah.
It's like,
well,
come on.
also
We want opinions.
Yeah.
Tanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Real tanks. Anyway.
If you're going to
Real
retire, then just go ahead and give it to
Just
me. You
do
don't
it.
lose.
Kamikaze,
Yeah.
Yeah, kamikaze.
It's Danny Trejo. No one can be mad at Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
That is a fact. That has been proven. That
He
is
gives
a
money to
study on that.
businesses and stuff now, like
That's it, man.
restaurants and stuff. Yeah.
Man, he was in freaking what's it called? I was gonna say Gunslinger. I can't get Spawn out of my head. Not Gunslinger. Oh my God. Death Wish. He was in Death Wish 5 or whatever, or wasn't he?
Yeah.
In one of them.
Like a bit part, yeah.
Yeah, and he was at the table, got blown up. I was like, man,
Yeah.
blown up. Okay, so let's go with story first. So let's start. Well, we'll start with Steve since he's showed up today. He showed up to get his paycheck.
Jumped lately, yeah.
We get
Steve,
paychecks?
paycheck Steve, paycheck Steven. What do you think had the better story? Space, whatever it's called, Mutiny versus Battle Beyond the Stars.
It's not even close. It's not even in the same zip code. It's Battle Beyond the Stars.
Damn it.
Space Mutiny is atrocious. There's a reason it's probably one of the most famous Mystery Theater 3000 episodes ever. It is complete nonsense. I have no idea what's going on. Like, there's this big announcement. I remember this part like really clearly. There's this big announcement by the older guy who's like leading the ship, and he's like, oh, the enforcers are behind the sabotage that's been going on, and we got Red Brown's character is now going to be in charge, and then they throw a party, and like Red Brown and Sissy Cameron go away and have sex, and I'm like, who's behind it? You said who's going to lead it. what is
And
going
now I'm
on?
behind you.
Yeah. This was absolutely nonsense. I had no idea what the main villain's purpose was. I had no idea what the main villain's purpose was. I think he wanted to walk on ground. I have no idea. Like, it was just like balderdash. I had zero idea what was going on. Like I said, Battle Beyond the Stars, you know, I don't want to say copied, but it emulated Magnificent Seven, which is, I mean, and Seven Samurai, which is
You
a
can say
genius
copy,
story.
Steven. It's fine. We all know it did.
Yeah. It's a genius story. It's not going to win points for originality, but at least I knew what the hell was going on. I had zero idea what's going on in Space Mutiny. I have no idea why. I'll get into it, but like, I just had no idea why pretty much anything was happening at all. So, you know, it'd be very hard pressed to find something that wouldn't beat Space Mutiny's story, to be honest with you. But you know, Battle Beyond the Stars has a decent story, so it's not even a competition for story, in my opinion.
All right. Okay, so we beat that up, or Steve beat that up pretty good. Let's go, Charlie. What do you think had the better story? Please say Space Mutant. No.
I so want to, man.
After you say it, I'm going to ask you to explain the story. So it's terrible.
Then I am out. I can't do it. I can't do it. I had no clue what was going on, like Steven. I actually think maybe as a kid I did watch it all the way through, and I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on.
Jesus Christ. We got a war going on down here. We can't find the damn thing.
That's how that movie felt. Like, I swear it was like the upstairs neighbors versus the downstairs neighbors. Is what it felt like watching this thing. Because I kept going, what? You're not on different planets or other cities. They're a level up. And when they go talk to the old guy with the bodies hanging beside him, like it's a casual fucking conversation. You people are against each other. What? Thanks for the information. It was the Chris Farley at Wayne's World. That guy had a lot of information that may come into play later on in the movie. You know, that's exactly what I felt like. And then, so it's going to go to Battle Beyond the Stars because it's a good story. While it is copied, I think it did go well into a space setting. You know, it's let's go find mercenaries. Our planet is under attack, not our town. We need fighters, you know, so instead of going to finding gunslingers, let's go find bounty hunters, literally anyone. It's just kind of funny how everyone's just kind of floating around waiting for something to do. You know, the Melvins or whatever their names were that were just like, we're bored. Right. We'll come with you guys. That sounds like fun. I at least was entertained. Space Mutiny, I had to force myself to keep my eyes on the television because I would be like, what else can I do? Oh, Red Brown. What else? Red Brown's at a disco. What the hell? Who are these dancing women from the 300 movie? I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
God. So yeah. Unfortunately, Reb, it's gotta go to Battle Beyond the Stars.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. I'll go next, and I'll let Sean. I'll let Sean beat this to death. Okay.
He suggested it. Damn it.
I know. Basically, at a certain point in time, I'm watching this on YouTube. At a certain point in time, I paused and I thought, I have no idea what's going on. And it was like, and it was like that Homer Simpson thing where he's watching he's watching Twin Peaks, I think, or something, right? And he's like, I have no idea. This is brilliant. I have no idea what's going on. Except I didn't say the brilliant line. I just said, I'm like, are they on? But they're on the ship. I don't get right. Like this isn't planetary battles. They're right there. Like it's like, well, we're going to this disco. I'm like, why? And then it's like that girl gets kicked out of the disco. Why? And that guy shoots her. I was like, why? What is happening? And then first of all, the villain, we'll talk about it in characters, but he laughs at everything. Everything is amusing to him. But like, and then there's that amazing car chase. Ronan is done. But no, it's like, forget it. But really, I was just like, but you're right there. Like, they're walking around. It's like, oh, there's the villain. It's like, yes, let's go to this disco. I'm like, why are we here again? And she's doing hula hoops and windows.
I hate you. Watch my sexy dance. Watch my sexy dance.
Yeah.
What?
And like, it would almost be so bad it's good, like The Room or whatever. But The Room actually has a more coherent plot. I actually understand what is happening in The Room. I can explain it to you. Like, Johnny is there. She's cheating on Johnny. Lisa's cheating on Johnny with Marc. I understand what the plot is. It's like, there's a mutiny, but who's mutinying on what? Like, why is that guy even mutinying anyways? But anyways, so I'm going to give it to Battle. No, I'm going to give it to Battle Beyond the Stars. But yeah, Battle Beyond the Stars is cool. It is a copied story, but everything copies something. Everything's a copy, right? So that's for sure.
Yeah.
Everything's a copy. So it's how you do it. I like this idea that this guy's collecting these characters. It does work well, as Charlie said, as Magnificent Seven. It works well in space. You can go to different areas. You got different aliens. Anytime, like, I love Fellowship of the Ring. That's my favorite. Anytime that you get together a bunch of people and go off on an adventure, even like Conan the Destroyer, which I also love. I love that kind of stuff. It's like, let's get a bunch of characters and go off, right? That's what D&D is. That's what even Crawl is, sort of, right? And I like those kinds of movies. So it's just really cool to me. And especially when you have so many unique different ones, we'll get into the characters, so many unique different ones. Like, well, this is really cool. And yeah, I thought it was really neat. So the story might be copied, but they handled it well. And I think, you can watch Magnificent Seven. Probably haven't seen it, but I'm sure you can watch all three of those movies and still be like, yeah, they were all cool for their own reasons. Mm-hmm. So, and Space Mutiny, it's just like, I sometimes started to think that maybe I watched it off YouTube. I thought maybe YouTube cut stuff out or something, because I'm like, I don't and I paid attention, man. I was not like, I wasn't iPadding it or anything. I'm like, look, I'm watching this movie, and Red Brown is great. And, he has his shirt off there for a bit. I'm like, man, like, not in space, dude. Come on, help me out here.
That's in his contract.
That is in his contract.
That's Captain America's ass. Okay.
The Captain. His whole body is his ass. Woo! So Battle Beyond the Stars wins. Go ahead, Sean. I'll catch up on some comments while you're beating it
okay.
up.
That's my buddy Pete.
Hey Pete, thanks for coming.
My other co-host on the show. What's that?
How many co-hosts you got on this? This is like, remember in Relentless, where he's like, how many jerk-offs do you have on this?
We're more like Spaceballs. How many assholes are around here?
Yeah. Well, thanks Pete for coming in, man. We appreciate it. Don't forget to vote on the poll. Make sure you vote the right way. This is not America. It's not a democracy. I'm looking for an answer here. The
poll will pay for that vote. That's how this works. Wait, that is America. Hold on, never mind.
We're in Canada, so we just vote for anybody. We always play tic-tac. We always do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Well, we have more than 2 parties, so yeah.
Anyway. Oh yeah, we have a lot of parties. I don't know if Charlie knew.
We have tons of parties.
We have lots of parties.
We have a party that wants to separate. So yeah, we're
have
diversity.
Do you have space disco parties? Because then
I would vote for that.
That I would vote for.
Yeah, I'd go for that.
I won't vote for a lot of the other stuff, but that I would vote for.
All right, so Sean, continue
Space Mutiny. I might be certifiably insane because I understood Space Mutiny, but it's like those guys, but it still doesn't make any sense. Those guys are staging a mutiny against Cameron Mitchell because they want to get off the ship and do their own thing. To me, why don't you just do that? I don't know what the problem is. It's like, you gotta blow up people and stuff and have this evil laugh and shit. Like, what's the point?
That was a great horror movie.
For some reason they get these Balerians. So I guess there's aliens in this world, and they get these and the Balerians. I don't know what they're doing. I think they cast spells, or they can make you stronger or something. I don't know. They make some deal with the guy with the hobbling guy, and he seemed fine before he was hobbling. So I don't know if he like pays a price. That isn't really explained.
I got something for that. Hold on.
Yeah.
So I just put this one up today. I'm so happy this came up. Hold on. Where is it? Oh.
Check out the big brain on Brad.
Pretty good.
I thought that like the themes of this movie, if they're done in a real movie, would have been awesome. But it's just it's yeah.
Themes.
Whenever they have to like throw in the Battlestar Galactica footage, they're like, "Oh, space pirates are coming," and then it's like, "Who are these guys? Are they other humans like you?" And the whole point of that big ship is they're trying to search for another world to substitute Earth because Earth is all messed up or something like that.
Right.
And I thought it was something like it's a generational ship. It's like that's a common
that is what it
fiction,
is.
right? Yeah. So they all live on this ship for generations until they get to their destination. Yeah. But they all go stir crazy in there and stuff, right?
Yeah,
that would have been awesome in better hands, but like they found a bunch of boiler rooms that we can make a whole movie out of this, right? And never explain the sunlight coming in from the windows and stuff like that. Look, I like Space Mutiny. It's not going to win here, sorry, but I like Space. Just in case you got nervous,
shit, dude,
wasn't nervous at all.
My camera so zoomed in, I was like shaking.
I vote for no. Look, I like Space Mutiny because I love low budget stuff with high ambition.
Yes.
I like this kind of, and it's funny because my God, like I know you guys are like, well, I was wandering around. I wasn't. I watched the whole thing through. To be honest, maybe I shouldn't.
I tried.
Yeah, no, but maybe I shouldn't like criticize She-Hulk and all this stuff because like it's more eventful than these things, right? It's like something does happen every 2-3 minutes, right? There's an attack or something. They're in those bumper cars and they're chasing each other, like it's like something cool happens all the time, right? They're like shooting these like fireworks at each other. Yeah, no, they still try to push in action, but I've talked enough about Space Mutiny.
You certainly have.
Story goes to to Val Beyond the Stars. Look, to me, this is what you do when you want to copy Star Wars. Star Wars took inspiration from a formula. They took inspiration from Joseph Campbell's theories about the heroic journey, and it's exactly that. From there, they layered in all the cool stuff. Here's R2-D2. Here's stuff you've never seen before, Death Star and all that stuff. That's what this movie did. Battle Beyond Stars did. They're like, let's take. Everyone loves Magnificent Seven, Seven Samurai, all that stuff. Let's do that in space. That's awesome. From there, we could do all these cool different creatures and everything. These cool ships, and it writes itself. To me, that they were on the right track when trying to steal the thunder from Star Wars themselves to make some dough. So I admire it for that, and that is the heart of the story. It's all that stuff. All the individual story arcs are cool too.
For sure.
And it's cool. How, I mean, we'll get into like pacing of characters later, but it's cool how they're layered in so effortlessly. So to me, yeah, it's Battle Beyond the Stars wins for story.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't seem like that when I was talking, but yeah.
No, and I understand what's going on in Space Mutiny, but but I mean, I don't understand in the sense of like it's not really actually being told properly.
Yeah, no,
it's not clear as to what is exactly going on, and I can interpret it. I interpret it too. It's a generational ship. They're trying to get to this location. It's Battlestar Galactica, right? They're trying to get literally Battlestar Galactica.
Is it Cameron Mitchell even has a bullshit beard on?
Yeah.
To look like freaking Lorne Green, right?
Right.
So,
So it's literally Battlestar. That's fine, but it's like it's not very clear as to what's going on. And this is something that no actual moving vehicle has ever been depicted as being fast in any space movie ever. You just have to make a fake vehicle, make it like the land speeder. You can't use a real vehicle and put armor on it and pretend it's fast because it's always brutally slow. I could get out and lightly jog and what they're doing this car chase, which we'll get to in the artistry, and you're like, no, I can walk faster than this is happening. It has never looked good in any movie. Austin Powers made fun of it the best, where that guy's like, no. And the truck is like, no. ah, it's like you could have literally moved. Whew. All right, pacing. Let's go. Yeah, I'll end off with pacing. So let's go, Sean, with pacing then.
Okay.
Since-
Well, it's Battle Beyond the Stars. You know, it's funny. I think he's off that planet and being chased by those two assholes 11 minutes into it. When that happened, I looked at the timer and I was like, oh shoot, like we're off to the adventure already. This would have been a half hour into it in a modern movie.
Right.
But yeah, no, they gotta get to the different characters. And at one point they have to split off characters. Like, okay, the girl finds these other guys.
I like
and
that.
that lizard man or whatever, and just to get to the damn point, man. They save a lot of time for the final battle. So of course you have to have two battles.
42 minutes.
42 minutes. Wow.
I checked the battle. Like, we're ready for battle. It's an hour something.
The last battle, right? Not the middle battle. Where
No, the
like,
final battle.
Yeah.
It's like 40 minutes, man. It's like the whole ending is the battle. It is the battle. Soon as they land, it's on.
Yeah, and one thing for story, I know we've scored that already, but like I like that they added in new cool things we haven't seen before. Like those hive guys. It's like Sator captures one and says, "Oh, I want to replace my arm." So they're like, "Oh, good, we're gonna like freaking slice your." That's awesome. I remember that standing out for me when I was a kid. I was like, I haven't seen this before. This is a cool way to try and kill him. And then he's like, "Quick, cut it off again!" Right? And he's like, he's walking around with one arm and stuff. Look, the pacing really sells this movie. It could have been like if this were a modern movie, it would have been 3 hours long.
Yeah. Oh, it would have been 3 hours. After 3 hours, they would have accumulated one guy.
Yep.
There was a time.
One movie per guy.
There's a time when the generation making movies was weaned on older serials and stuff they saw on TV, and where you had to do things quickly to get to the next chapter and everything. And when they're making this, it's like they're informed by that, and we're in the hands now of generations of filmmakers that don't understand that, and it's like, I'll make a 4-hour Batman movie. It's like, why? But yeah, no,
47 minutes 55 seconds.
Pardon?
47:55. Batman.
Oh yeah.
Batman.
Oh, that's the thing. I didn't know we were doing that here.
No, we do. No, we're not doing the other fellow. We're gonna try not to.
Yeah. But Battlestar Galactica. The other one, there's good pacing. It's just that, as you say, it's incoherent. And it's like they slice and dice scenes and move them around like a cup game. It's like so I would say Battlestar Galactica wins for pacing.
You mean Battle Beyond the Stars? But
what did I say?
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I would choose that for pacing as well.
Yeah.
Battle Beyond the Stars.
Battle Beyond the Stars,
man.
All right, let's do Charlie next.
Oh, me next. Pacing. There's just no competition. Like Space Mutiny, I wish went a little faster. But while things do keep happening, I'm still going, what is happening? Something happened, and I don't know what. Who are these women dancing around? They're not at the disco where everyone is dancing. And like we have a transporter that will bring Red Brown, but not his passenger because it's experimental. It's a 2-seater, guys. I mean, you should have figured that out making the ship. Right. The pacing is everywhere on that movie, and it just, the incoherency doesn't allow pacing to fix anything. You're like, oh, okay, I didn't really understand it, but we're right back into a battle, or we're right back into a fight. No, it was just insane scene after another after another. Battle Beyond the Stars is, we get our preamble of what's going on with the planet. Boom, he's out there. He has to bond with the ship pretty much. Then it's find the first person, go to the first destination, find the first person, inexplicably end up with her. Now they can split up. She inexplicably finds someone. They go, oh, that guy, fuck that guy. I'm coming with you now instead of selling you into slavery, which is hilarious. And it's just like, and then we go back to, the main character. He's found someone. And it's just on. And like you said, boom, we're at the battle. And the battle is not just in the stars. It's on the planet. They have tanks. They have a defensive system on the ground. There are battles here. There's battles up in the air. It is just this whole back and forth. I'm never bored in that movie. I was just like, this is amazing. So pacing is Battle Beyond the Stars, hands down.
All right, Steve.
Battle Beyond the Stars. I mean, Battle Beyond the Stars starts, and immediately John Saxon's, hump ship, whatever the hell, like it looks like boobs or whatever. I don't know.
I thought it was like a sack. It looked like balls.
It's like balls, hammerhead. They call it the hammerhead, whatever, is right there. He's like, I want your planet. Boom, 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 done. He goes out, he gets someone. He's so good at accumulating people. People start following him back. People start following him back to the planet. Like Sybil Danning just follows him back. She's like, she doesn't even know what it's about.
That was awesome. You had your trigger finger right there.
He's like, man, he's
I
going to
was
say
waiting for
the
the first second for someone to say it. I'm like, well, I'm ready to go.
So she follows him back. And like, that's it. Like he's there. You don't need to explain everyone's powers because you see it during the battle. You see how their ship, like on the way back, Gyalk shoots that ship, and you're like, he's the man. He's the guy who can do that sort of thing. Everything is economically explained, right? And to Charlie's point, there's a lot of different battles. There's that battle within when he's got the armies and it starts to cut his throat. Like there's space battles, there's ground battles, there's we lose Robert Vaughn. What the hell? Like blah blah blah. Like it's a great movie for pacing. It's probably one of the best well-paced movies I've ever seen. Space Mutiny is the longest, shortest movie I've ever seen. It is literally bonkers, but like I think Space Mutiny would be a fun movie to watch with like this crowd, and we could do commentary throughout.
Right.
Yeah. Watching
it cold is like 1,000-yard dash through quicksand. It is so slog. And Sean's right. Stuff is happening. But halfway through, I'm like, I don't think I care about anything because I just don't get what's happening. And it's gone past the point of like, rational. Like as soon as the hula hoop guy came out, I'm like, really, guys, come on. And it's like it's just at the end, like I don't even know what to say. Like it's just like I felt every minute of that movie acutely, and it was the actual polar opposite of Battle Beyond the Stars as far as pacing goes.
I feel everything you just said, Stephen. When you said I felt every second of that movie, I felt that because that's how it was.
Oh my god!
I felt time pass. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, literally, this was me watching it. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I look like because I'm trying to figure it out.
They needed to allow me to make this. Listen, I told Sean last weekend at the comic show, they don't want me making a your remake. They don't want me making because first of all, those girls that come in are all naked. They'll have shawl. And it's like they don't believe in clothing or whatever, and they use their shoulder like because you need to spice this up, man. Like, what is happening? It's like, look, why are you hiring all these people if you're not going to use them in the way that you hired them for, right?
Yeah.
We didn't hire any of these people for their acting abilities, right? It's like they use the other girl and they, kind of she was bending over and all that. It's like, okay, I get what you're going for, but like you just got to then go for that, like lean into the cheese. I think where your one over Krull was that Your was a better Your movie than Krull was a better Krull movie.
Yeah.
Even though Krull is better in the sense of it would have been a better movie had it been properly executed, right?
Yeah.
It's like it just fell short of executing what it wanted it to be. But Your succeeded in what it wanted it to be.
Yeah.
It succeeded in being cheese, fun, silly. Yeah, he fights a bunch of guys, cool idea, cool robots show up. Oh, there's this future thing. That's kind of neat. Like it succeeded in all these little things and it made it fun where you watch it like, yeah, it's fun. Oh, let's throw a song in there about the hero because everyone likes that. Yeah, sure, do it. And Space Mutiny didn't do that. Space Mutiny is just bad. It's
Yeah.
like the pacing is bad, right? Like, what do you want? And I don't even know what we're on here. Pacing, yeah. It's like the pacing's bad because you don't really care, and there's not a lot of fun. It's not silly enough. If you want to make a silly movie, then make a silly movie, right? Like, go for it. Like, I would give the pacing of The Room like 1.5 because it's hilarious the whole way through, and you just laugh at it, and you're like, this is crazy. And then obviously it's a shit movie, but you're laughing throughout. This one, the pacing is not bad. It's only 90 minutes or whatever, but it's bad because you're bored and you're like, I think Steve said longest 90 minutes ever, right? Like,
there's stuff happening all the time, but it makes no sense and it doesn't make it feel paced.
Yeah.
But I agree with what you just said. I think what it is they didn't let Red Brown be Red Brown, what we expected in it.
Right.
In he's like picking dudes up. He's rolling. He's being a hero. This is just some big dude running around with a chick firing fake guns.
Yeah.
And that's all he actually does in this. He barely fights.
I'll get into that with character.
We'll get into that with characters. So we can.
It's just bullshit.
I mean, we'll do artistry real quick, and I'll start with it. Obviously, Battle Beyond the Stars is like way better. It looks pretty good. Most of it holds up pretty good. So that's still pretty awesome that it still holds up pretty good. Some of it's not, not as awesome, but I mean, if we're going by costumes, at least like literally, I know I'm being a bit jokey, but also I'm not. But like literally, like this is what a Valkyrie should be. Right, like this is like Valeria in the spirit sequence where Conan sees Valeria, that is literally what it should have been.
But there's really not a point in the movie that looks as fake as what that does right there in that photo still.
Right.
There's never a point where it looks like it's foam on her because
it looks good.
Yeah, the situations when she's in her ship or even walking around, it never looks as brightly lit, and this is exactly what it is.
Yep.
So it
looks much better than that.
Yeah, it does.
She has an outfit change. One of the few characters.
Yeah, even that other one is cool.
That other one was badass. I dug it, man.
Yeah.
They've never made figures of this, right?
No, so we'll talk about that in characters because this needs to have a toy line.
Oh
yeah. But so for the artistry, the music's awesome in Battle Beyond the Stars. Anyways, like Battle Beyond the Stars is close to not making it into this competition. We only threw it in there because it was almost like we were running out of movies because Last Starfighter, we're like, well, that's really cool too.
Too good and
super pop culture.
Cartoon.
It's hard to put that in a kind of and this one is that borderline, like it can make it because it's got just a little bit of that. This isn't Star Wars quality.
Right.
But
it's a low budget movie. It's about $2 million. At that time, it was low budget.
Well, it's like I said, 20 years ago, it would have been a no-brainer to put this in the competition. Now, it's like, it's kind of got this resurgence, but it's still, like you said, is a low-budget movie.
Yeah. So, but the artistry is awesome. They really did as much as they could have done at the time, and we all know, then we got the famous names involved. But the famous names are there because the famous names put work in. And people going to see this movie knew that, this is low budget. It ain't Star Wars. But then you walk out, you're like, that was kind of cool, right? Like, and as a little kid, you're not thinking too much about this. As I said this before. I talked to my wife about this again today. We always talk about it. I was like, I loved Conan the Destroyer. I thought that was my favorite movie, more than Barbarian as a kid, because you're not seeing all the poetry and the philosophy and the themes of the Barbarian movie and the craftsmanship, and it's a bit hokier in Destroyer. I'm looking at like a bunch of guys go on a mission, fight a big monster at the end. They fight that wizard in that crystal castle. Like, this is awesome. And this movie has that. And it's like people working the rest. They don't know that they're working on a low budget movie. That's the cool thing about it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, all right, Sean, or like, I guess we'll go, let's go Charlie.
You didn't mention the James Horner score.
You can mention
everything, man.
You can mention, someone else can mention that. Charlie.
I'll bring it up because this is the first real James Horner soundtrack. And even watching this movie, I could start to hear other movies that are going to come later in his career, little tones that you're just like, I know that, but it would change. So even he went back to this going, I liked where that went. Maybe I could change it here a little bit. That score is amazing. The score in Space Mutiny is, I don't know what the score was. I have no memory of the music being this big, amazing. I think maybe the end. Was there an actual end song?
There's
of
a song
Space
for him.
Mutiny?
I think it's like a Joe
There's
Cocker song.
There's an actual song at the end of Space Mutiny, which I
Yeah.
think is the only thing that caught my ear,
Right.
because I went, damn it, I want songs at the end of movies again. You
Yeah.
know, give me Fight for Love back. I know J-Man doesn't like that stuff, but give me the Fight for Love. But yeah, the music.
I like the songs at the end. I'm just saying I don't like Fighting for Love.
That's why I bring that one up. But yeah, music wise, it's fantastic. And I think artistry has to go to Battle Beyond the Stars, because Space Mutiny stole half of their artistry. You know, all of a sudden there's Cylon ships and Vipers flying around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys even had the balls to call them Vipers on your own ship. I'm like, Jesus. And I'm with you guys. Why was all that even happening too? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know, this doesn't really fit in anything but earlier, but you guys kept talking about where it was all on one ship. Like, what's going on? Why are they not fighting each other? You know, more. I remember the old Looney Tunes with the dog and the wolf, where they would check out at the end of the day. It was like Ralph and Frank or whatever.
Yeah.
And the whistle blows and the mutiny stops for the day. They all go punch out, grab their lunch boxes. They're sitting around the dinner table. Next morning, they punch back in. They're back fighting. And I just had this vision in my head that that's what this movie was. That's exactly it. But it's Battle Beyond the Stars. There's not a PVC tube rocket launcher, you know, so the weapons, while Shad's gun was ridiculously large and bulky, you know, like you went to the dollar store. We have the dollar store down here. I don't know what you call it in Canada. Yeah. You have the dollar store up there?
It's the $1.30. It's the $1.35 store. No, I don't know.
Well, technically it's the $1.25 here now, but you know, it looked like one of those like toys you buy your kid to shut them up. And I just kept laughing every time they would take, like, the androids would take the gun away from him. And I'm like, it's just this giant, stupid looking gun. But that was the only thing I could make fun of. Everything on Space Mutiny was like, I don't like any of this. The costumes were just that stupid reflective blue and, you know, holographic looking things. The hula hoop was amazing though. I'll give them that. I love the hula hoop. The space hula hoop. I was watching, you know, it's just, artistry. You got different planets on Battlefront Beyond the Stars, different ships, like the interiors of the ships too. It wasn't like, okay, here's a ship in space, but we never see the inside of it. It was, I got to see the inside of almost everyone's ship that appears. Even Valkyrie's was badass. It didn't look comfortable, but I think they did her that way so the suit didn't fall off of her, you know, while the ship was moving.
In a sexual position or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, but
they shoot her from her leg or whatever.
There's no room for comforts. It's like it's basically
it was pared down and a lot bigger than what you imagine though. Whenever she ejected out of it, I'm like, that ship wasn't as small, or everyone else's was huge. And honestly, it's a movie with a giant space dong and space boobs flying around, and I was there for it. I was having a blast with it, you know. So artistry, Battle Beyond the Stars, man.
And I'll say something on artistry that I forgot to say. When I saw the Viper, when I saw the footage, I was really I was so naive. And this isn't like 20 years ago. This is like 3 days ago. I was so naive. I was like, man, that looks like Battlestar Galactica. I didn't even think that I didn't even think that they'd go that far. Because that's not just some random show or whatever. That's a big thing to take from.
Everyone knew it. Yeah.
No, and I'm like, and I thought, wow, that looks really similar to Battlestar Galactica. Now, I saw all of New Galactica. For old Galactica, I'm on episode 5 or something. I upgraded from DVD to Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to watch any of it till the Blu-ray came in. I never watched it before. I started with the remake. So I've gone back and started rewatching from the old ones. And I watched about 3 or 4 episodes. Like, you know what? I really like this. Let me get the Blu-ray. So then I upgrade, and then I'm going to watch the Blu-ray versions. I was like, I can't believe that's Battles. And then you guys are saying, oh, they took footage. I was like, oh my God, they really did take footage. I didn't even think that was that they would have done.
Straight up rip. Even the stripes across the ship are the Battlestar Galactica.
And the double-decker Cylon command post. They're in there.
Command post. All of it. Yeah.
Those effects hold up incredibly well, though. It's like 1978, and the docking station effect always looked amazing. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, and it's in this and like the changing from that to the blurry sort of like terrible film stock that they had is a jarring, like, it's just whiplash.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah,
It's like you might as well put a piece of tape on the film you cut and just
what
go
they
into
did
shit.
do what they did do in Space Mutiny is they made computer wire effects for all of those ships just to show them on like a display.
Mhm.
I guess that's what they added to it, but that's not in Battlestar Galactica. So
Also,
And
that's new footage.
Battlestar Galactus is a TV show.
it's,
So
yeah,
the
exactly.
effects were already better than a movie
Yeah.
for a TV show that was years older already.
Then they
It's like,
spliced
"Ah,
it
let's just
into a
use it."
movie, and they
Yeah.
showed that. I remember my dad said he took my mom to see that, and he was like, the same effing thing as the TV show. I could sit my ass at home and watch this. Like, what is this? Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
Sean,
And-
continue on with artistry since you're already on it.
Yeah.
Or go, Charlie. Go ahead, respond to that. And then,
No, well, I was, as much as we're ragging on, you know, Space Mutiny stealing, Battle Beyond the Stars did damn near steal Star Wars' sound effects in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Those doors on the
Yeah.
one planet was Darth Vader. I don't care what anyone says, how much modulation Darth Vader would every time they open the door.
Yeah.
And there's other things
like, like that thing.
they took so many little things. So
it's awesome.
it happened. It works. It's not as jarring as watching a Viper and a Cylon fight on not Battlestar. But it's still like they did that. That was part of the low budget. And to be fair, most studios were like, I'm not using that footage. Let's make some extra money. Use it. It's fine. They won't do that now. Battlestar Galactus is worth way too much money to them. But you know, that's how it works. No, they didn't give it credit. But sometimes they'll buy, like, we can buy a certain amount of footage to put in things. Sound is the big one they'll do. Like, you'll hear something and like, that was in another movie. And it's just, they just reuse that sound and they paid for it.
They used the Conan soundtrack for the Scorpion King trailer.
They do that a lot with trailers.
And like in the theater, I heard, and I have every version and edition of the CD of Conan and the Destroyer soundtracks, and even what's it called, the Momoa Conan.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, and I'm like, when I heard that in the theater, I was like, oh my god, it's Conan 3. I'm like, holy shit! And then it was Scorpion King. I was like, fuck this movie. and I never got over it. I watched a movie like, this movie's bullshit. I hate it. I haven't watched this. I saw it in the theaters, like, F this movie. Maybe it's good now. Like, if I watch it now and it's cheesy, but I could not get over the disappointment of the Conan soundtrack, and it wasn't
just
Conan.
one sound bite through J off.
That's it. I'm done. I'm like, yeah, F this movie.
Just one quick thing about that. Like, sorry. Yeah. Well,
yeah, same thing happened to me in Valkyrie. Like, I had interest in watching Valkyrie, and I heard the Saw soundtrack go on for Valkyrie, and I'm like, you're done.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the same thing with the Incredibles teaser. Use the music from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Like, it was that same.
I have that soundtrack right there.
And I was like, what? That's not even a forgotten thing. Like, what are you doing? You know? Yeah.
Oh, and then they said, and they had the thing in that No Time to Die. We have all the time in the world, or whatever. That pissed me.
My god!
Effing pissed me right off.
Screw Daniel Craig, James Bond.
I absolutely
1 hour, 9 minutes, and 10 seconds.
I don't care. On Her Majesty's Secret Service is one of my favorite films of all time. It is my favorite James Bond movie and one of my favorite movies. Anyways, okay.
Yep.
All right, hold on.
It's in the Canadian Criminal Code, eh? Like, there's legal precedent setting cases in law.
Like, there's legal cases and precedent.
I can't refute that. I'm not Canadian, so sure, I'll believe you.
You know what I bought? I have a Great White North shirt.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
It just came in. It's in the laundry. So next time we do laundry, I'm going to debut I'm so excited to debut the shirt.
Anyway.
Okay, so Sean, artistry. Do you have would you have anything else to add?
Just what you were saying, J-Man, about like the effort put into Battlestar Galactica, because like it's Battlestar Galactica.
Battle Beyond the Stars.
Oh my F. Okay.
Oh my god.
Battle Beyond the Stars.
He's gonna accidentally.
You want some advice? Take your fancy clothes and your black silk underwear and go back to Disneyland.
He's gonna make Space Mutiny win because that's what we think of when we say Battlestar Galactica.
Battle Beyond the Stars,
Yes, that's the
and
movie.
Galaxy of Terror. I think are the two that James Cameron and Bill Paxton worked on the set design and stuff like that, right?
I think
Yeah,
that's
Galaxy
the
of Terror. I think,
and Galaxy
yes.
of Terror is famous because of that, but also when you look at that, it looks pretty good. It looks big budget. And I remember reading an interview with one of the stars of that movie when he was saying, they'd come onto set and there were people that worked all night. And what they did was they took McDonald's styrofoam containers, painted them and pasted them all over the place. And when you look at the sets, they look wicked. But if you poke them, you would crumble the whole thing apart. Right. And the thing is, there's a lot of imagination and cleverness to all of that, and it's a $1.8 million budget. It's low budget. Yeah, I don't know what the Space Mutiny budget is. They rent a warehouse somewhere.
But, 5 cents.
Well, 5 no, they had to buy that Battlestar Galactica stuff there. It's legit when I say that. But. I mean, there's money put into it, but there's no real effort or cleverness or anything put into it. Their movie could look like Galaxy of Terror, maybe could look like Battle Beyond the Stars, but it doesn't. It's they have potted plants here, and it's just I don't know what they're doing. Battle Beyond the Stars is effort, right? It's and not just they team up with some guys. It's this guy's a lizard man. This one's a hive mind thing. Right. This one's a Valkyrie. She sits in a weird position. It's all this stuff. He's cowboy. He loves cowboy movies and stuff. And we'll have the most relaxed man on earth play him. Yeah. It's and he has a belt that has drinks in it.
Oh my God, we're getting into characters. Don't go there yet.
Yeah. But don't you want the role play Toys R Us kit where it's
and then milk would come out of it or whatever?
Yeah. It sometimes looks like he's pissing in his cup, but anyway.
No.
But yeah, no, it's it looks like it. Anyway.
Oh my God, Sean! No, you said it. This is perfect. Don't talk. Hold on.
And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
That's awesome.
I'm waiting for someone to say piss.
And it was Sean.
Yeah, but no, it's Battle Beyond the Stars. At least that, listen, it's low budget, but it doesn't. At times it doesn't look like it, you know. Yeah. So it's awesome. Yeah.
All right, Steve. Do you have anything? You got shafted on this, but is there anything that we missed?
There's actually a lot you missed.
Oh.
Yeah. We're talking about a movie.
It takes a big man to admit when he's wrong. I am not a big man.
We're talking about a movie. James Horner, who's one of the greatest film composers of all time, scored it. You can tell from the exterior whose ship it is. We're talking about so many different characters. You can actually tell everyone's ship distinctly, which is insane. It looks like it actually takes place in space. Space Mutiny does not look like it takes place in space. There are factory settings. There's an office setting where the villain usually hangs out. There's an actual nothing to make you think this movie takes place on a ship. When the Jazzercise costumes came out, I went, "Are you effing kidding me? Seriously?"
Yeah.
I don't know what the Valerian or what they're wearing other than someone's drapes. I have zero idea. That car chase at the end was I've literally. Have you ever seen those cardboard things you wore around your waist and you were racing as a kid? That's what it looked like. It looked literally like that. It is absolutely this is a 10-cent budget with a 10-cent brain filming it. It is terrible. God. There is absolutely, and Charlie says he didn't remember the score. I remember the score. It sounds like something you can do on GarageBand on your frigging phone. It is an electronic beep, 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 beep. I'm this is atrocious. This is possibly the worst artistic film I have literally ever seen.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
I think like I'm trying to think of what's worse, and there's literally like The Room. We keep saying it, but The Room, at least the tuxedos look good. At least the football looks like a football. I don't even know what the hell this was. This was like balderdash, like in so many ways. What's my biggest critique on Battle Beyond Stars? Charlie's right. The gun. I thought I thought it wobbled a bit, like it was rubber. That's it. And maybe a couple of the cuts were a little bit like abrupt.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like they look like giant shoes.
They look like giant shoes. Space Mutiny was like, I could not believe the fact that they actually someone was set on fire. I literally think the budget went for that one stunt where the guy got set on fire. Yeah. That's where the entire budget went.
Yeah,
because everything looks. The guy in the room who's got all the bodies and he's literally like this. That was me through the entire movie. I was literally like, I feel for this guy because this is how I feel. So Battle Beyond the Stars, it's not even in the same galaxy.
It's not even the same sport.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm not going to play these. Try another sport clip. I was going to, and I thought, nah, it's too obvious. Okay. Characters, Battle Beyond the Stars. Okay, enjoyment. Now let's talk about we're all going to say it's Battle Beyond the Stars. So let's talk about the characters a bit. This is like probably the strongest thing that for me that this movie had, because I'm a character person. I know I do my space reviews and all this other bullshit, but when it comes down to it, if I like the character, that's enough. That's why I like Conan the Destroyer, because I like Schwarzenegger as Conan. I like seeing him. That's why I like Superman 3 and 4, because I like Christopher Reeve as this character. If you can get me on a character and I believe in that character, I will like Gal Gadot. If people don't like Wonder Woman 84, I don't care. She's awesome. She does a hero speech at the end. She looks cool. It's bright. I like the fights. I like her relationship. I like her. That's it. I don't care. I don't care if the plot is always wishy-washy. I don't care. So this movie is wicked. I like every alien. They're all awesome. Robert Vaughn, friggin' Gelt or whatever, is the damn best. He's sitting with all this treasure and he's like, yeah, I can't spend any of this because literally if I walk off this planet, I'm going to be like, someone's going to be attacking me. He's like, I'll take shelter and food. I've been eating like serpents or something.
Snakes, serpents, whatever it was.
Yeah, I've been eating bullshit. I've been eating friggin' rodents here. It's like, I'll take a cooked meal and a place to hide on a nice planet. And you're like, this is actually awesome. I don't remember that ever being in any other movie. I know this takes a lot from other stuff, but I don't remember that being taken.
And he gets buried with a meal. That's awesome. Because
I love
we promised
that.
him. We
I
promised
love
him
that.
a place to hide and a meal.
Yeah.
This is and the Valkyrie, like obviously Sybil Danning's the damn best, but forget that. She's a cool character because it's like this is what the Valkyries look like. It's like the perfect female, right? Blonde, female, whatever, with the wings and all that. And it's like she's like, we fight. That's what we do. And they're like, oh, you're not that good. You're just silly. It's like, no, I'm pretty good. And I love the Klingon style of saying, yeah, we fight. We want to die in battle. We want to die in battle. That's our thing. It's like, that's cool. I won't do all the characters, let you guys do a few. It's like all the characters are good. Even the generic people, like the first girl you met, I was like, oh, she's a cute girl. And it's like, oh, and her dad, she's got that whole thing with her dad. I'm like, this is cool too. Like the dad is like this weird head or this disembodied head thing. I'm like, this is neat too. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Everything was so cool. And the characters, I would literally buy the toys. I'm a toy person. I want the last Starfighter toys. I want the Battle Beyond the Star toys. I want the Star Crash toys when we get to that movie. I want the Ice Pirate toys. I want toys of everything. I want shelves for each thing. I want and then I'm going to have the Battle Beyond the Star toys fighting and teaming up with the Star Crash toys. Like Stella Star is going to team up. And I'm like, I want all this stuff. And this movie is made for that. Too bad it just never happened. I don't know why Super 7 or one of these other losery companies don't pick this shit up. And so that when we open them out of the packaging, they can fall apart. Why? Poor NECA, stop it. Just because every time I open up one up, it breaks on me. It's not my fault.
Yeah, I got a few of those.
They all break. You can't open NECA toys. That's why I don't open it anymore. I broke a Predator and an Alien. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah.
The Kenners don't break.
So, that's true. I had the Queen Alien. I smashed the crap out of it. It never. Finally, that thing broke off. I was like, thank God this broke off, because like I was trying to break it and it wouldn't break.
When you try and break it, it doesn't break.
Right. Well, it's toy tested. They literally get people to take He-Man and throw him against the wall 100 times. Like, yeah, he's good.
Yep.
That's why he's He-Man. So yeah, the character is obviously Battle Beyond the Stars better. So who wants to? Let's go Charlie next. What do you? And then we'll do Steve, and then we'll do Sean. So who's your what characters did you like?
Just one name, man. Just one name. George Peppard.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Freaking Hannibal, and he's from Earth. Earth is in Battle from Beyond the Stars, man. He loves. So if you're gonna copy a movie about the Magnificent Seven and all these other things, then you put a cowboy in it who loves Western movies. And he's a space trucker, which, you know, there's a whole nother set of space movies we can do later too, you know, but I love that character. And I want to save other characters for everybody else. So that is the one I key in, because if we got to talk about Space Mutiny, Red Brown, even though they didn't let him be him, he's the only one I care about in that entire thing. It's cool. It's his wife. I think that's awesome. Maybe why they had a believable chemistry, but I honestly forgot who the bad guy was in that movie, because there's like the underling guy, then there's the other guy. And I'm like, who's in charge? I don't know which one's in charge here. So that's how little I was even into the story of that. But Battle Beyond the Stars was new character, new character, new character. No one is like a repetitive character. Everyone works. John Saxon, I love John. I even love the little interaction between him and his doctor. He's like, this is artistry. You know, this is the best work you've ever done. And then it tries to kill him. Cut it off of me now. Cut it off of me. You know, and it's like, I love those character developments on that. You know, let's add a tad bit of levity, even though this guy's the biggest son of a bitch in the galaxy. And I love it. And character goes to, I mean, technically one of these movies has already won. I mean, if we really want to get into it, but Battle Beyond the Stars and characters, 100%, man.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the characters in the other one, Space Mutiny. I mean, that villain just kept laughing at everything. Ha 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 ha! My God, man, this is like so bad.
Yeah, it's
and you're right. Who was the villain? It's like at first I was like, okay, maybe this guy's really behind it. No, it's the other guy. I'm like, so is it this guy or is it this guy? Like, who's running this?
I had no freaking clue, man. It was just insane.
And I think I could have figured. Look, I'm good at figuring out movies. Usually when I talk to the normies, they ask me what's going on, and then I explain it to them. And I could have figured it out, but I didn't care to.
I didn't want to. I've seen Wall-E. I don't need to figure out Space Mutiny. You know, it's Wall-E. Generational shit flying around. You know, no, I didn't care. I will answer one thing. I did read why it was daylight. Was they realized we can't cover all these windows with like curtains and stuff. So they did an orange film over top of it during filming, so it would look space, you know, like a sun, you know, as they're going past it. They never told the people that did the film transfer for them, and they corrected it back to daylight.
Oh my gosh.
All the money, and they went just undid it all, and they had no budget to fix it. Also, there's no budget I found, but the movie only made $394,000.
No.
Thousand regretted it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah. So I mean, technically, yeah, it's already over, but we're gonna finish it off.
I'll finish it out. I was just like, I wanted to make that point. Like,
yeah, no, I know it's already it's over. It's over, Johnny. Oh, I gotta get that one. It's over, Johnny. We always use that.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Steve.
Well, it's Battle Beyond the Stars, but like Space Mutiny, the character is probably the strongest part of the movie, which isn't saying much because it's not hard to be the strongest part of the movie when everything else is so awful. Right. I think Red Brown is fine. You know, his wife is fine. Strangely enough, she was put in as introducing, though I saw her and I'm like, that was the librarian prostitute from Porky's 2 who died in the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the good guys were generally okay. I loved the one girl who got killed and then she appeared later as an extra.
Right
and she
back.
had a thing like, what the hell was that? But the villains really torpedo Space Mutiny, like you guys said. John Philip Law was the main guy in Danger Diabolique. He was Diabolique. He was perfect in that movie. I don't know what the hell he was doing in this one. Like, the direction was just laugh a lot. His sidekick, I thought, was trying to be Peter Lorre. Like, when he started talking, like his mannerisms, his speech, I'm like, this guy's trying to be Peter Lorre. But he's not. Yeah. Nowhere clear. Battle Beyond the Stars, my favorite character is Nestor. I loved Nestor. Earl Bowen, who became the Doctor in Terminator and Terminator 2, plays Nestor 1. And I loved him because their point wasn't obvious. When he put the arm on and they're like, okay, and they went like that, I'm like,
that was awesome.
Oh, this is how they're going to get him. Of course, they didn't. But, like, I really like Nestor. I like the fact they had that circular thing. I love circular control thing. That's why I like the TARDIS. And it's just like them going around it, trying to do, like, I love the fact that they were basically the voice of reason. Like, they send out the two little guys, and I think it's Richard Thomas's character is like, why? Shard's like, why? He's like, they have no ears. It's like, oh my God, they're just smart, and I like smart characters. I love the first girl. I love the lizard guy because he's just like, I'm not. He's not a good guy. He's like, but I hate this guy, so I will help you. The enemy of my enemy is my,
is my friend. Yeah.
My friend. I love Sybil Danning just because they're like, you are useless, just ignore her, and she doesn't care. She follows them anyway, and she participates in the fight. Yeah, because it's not about whether you like me or not. It's that I can hit my, my what I'm doing, and I can have a beautiful ending. And there's so much about George Papard. My favorite part is where he's like, oh, have you seen any Westerns? He's like, no. He's like, you got to watch Custer's Last Stand because that's what's going to happen.
That's what's getting ready to happen. Love that. And Shad's like, okay.
Yeah, Shad's like, yeah, sure. I love Richard Thomas's just earnestness. He doesn't know anything. He just knows, his religion. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'll do whatever. Yeah. Like, I'll do. Obviously, Robert Vaughn is usually the best thing in whatever he's in. He's terrific in this for all the points that J-Man pointed out. There's so much to like about Battle Beyond the Stars. Even if Space Mutiny did have good characters, which it doesn't, it would still probably lose.
Yeah.
All right, Sean. Should we beat this up a bit more?
Yeah, I'll just say, like, I like that Battle Beyond the Stars has like little moments. They afford time for the little moments and still get the job done pretty quickly. Like, for example, I love the scene where Sybil Danning comes and brags about, like, the battle and everything, and Shad's all, like, pissy about it and stuff. Yeah. It enhances both those characters in that one scene. And when she dies, it calls back to that scene, right? You know, it's like, oh, beautiful ending and all that stuff. I love the other little scenes with all the other characters. There's always something that, like, enhances someone or shows what they're all about very quickly. Like, those kids come and bug Robert Vaughn. It's like they don't have to do that, but they do it, right? They really know how to develop characters really quickly. There's so many, like, that's why I hate when people say, like, oh, there's too many characters in this movie, how can they really do all this? Like, there was a time when you can do this, when real writers were writing these screenplays, right? And you don't have to, like, spend 15 minutes developing somebody. It's like, have someone in a situation that's about 4 or 5 lines and is done, right? So yeah, Battle Beyond the Stars. I do like the villain from Space Mutiny. He says a lot of stupid stuff. I love when he makes fun of that wife, and when he's like, you're more attractive when your mouth is shut.
Yes, that was in my notes, which I left in the other room.
And there's that one guy on fire, and he's like, "Get out of the way, you idiot!" And he's like,
"Yeah, I do remember that."
I like all that stuff. It was funny. It doesn't save the movie. Red Brown. I mean, look, I'm not gonna make fun of his acting, but he does a lot of Rudy Ray Moore kind of stuff in this. Where
man,
no, but he'll be like
bitch, are you for real?
He'll be like 0 to 100. He'll be like normal, and then he'll all of a sudden be like, ah, like I was like, and then he'll go back to normal. Because that one thing where he's yelling at everyone from, like, a big, like, bridge or something. He goes, ah, like that, and it cuts back to the lackey guy, and he's like, asshole.
Yeah.
I did like that part. I remember that.
And there's a part where he's chasing the bad guy in the bumper car, and he's like, he goes, oh, and then he closes his mouth, and then he just calmly gets off the thing. What was that?
He's like, got that out of my system. I'm good.
Like, okay.
I love it.
And there's parts where like he's normal, he's talking to like his wife or whatever, and he goes, son of a bitch, and then he goes back to being normal. It's just it makes me laugh. It's not supposed to be funny, but it's hilarious. But yeah, it's hilarious. Mean, and Battle Beyond the Stars, of course, is gonna dust like freaking Space Mutiny in this in all categories. So yeah.
Well, I left out one because I figured someone was going to say their name, but there is one character we've all neglected to talk about, and that was Nell, the ship.
Oh yeah,
I love that whole thing with her. And even like honestly, the part of the movie that actually touched me was when she forgot who I can't remember his name now, the kid, and she starts calling him Zeb. And I was like, son of a bitch, you actually had to get me right there, didn't you? I was like, I felt that. And it's like, I'm not going to kill you while you're on the ship with me. So get in the thing and I'm going to eject you. The countdown was hilarious. That's the little bit of comedy levity to put into it. And then when she gets serious and it's like 5, 4, I'm about to blow your ass up. I forget what you expect her to say, son of a bitch, but she says, son of a mutant is what she calls the guy. And I was like, I loved Nell. I mean, honestly, the ship was amazing.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah, even the ship is awesome. And
Well, that's what James Cameron famously said. The ship is a female voice, right? Yeah, let's give it boobs. And that's how he sold it to him. And he goes, explain this to me. And he goes, it's a ship with tits. Okay, you're in charge of the ship with tits. And that's how he ended up with it. They fired the art director. He was sleeping at the studio. They were working such long hours. They woke him up in the middle of the night going, hey, you want a raise and a job title? You're now the art director. And it was like $200 or $300 a week extra, but he negotiated it for the $700 a week the real art director was getting. So that's his story right there. Was I got woke up in the middle of the night because I made a boob ship. That's all of this around me, boobs.
Yes.
And then he used it in Space Raiders. Anyway.
Well,
it works.
So we had those, and we had a few other ones.
Both plastic. I mean, I don't know.
I like Sybil Danning and Linda Carter. Kind of defined like big, strong superhero woman to me, and it's not something that we don't really see anymore. But like, they're not overly muscled, and they're not skinny either. They're just thick and built, and look like they can. I mean, Sybil Danning looks like she could take any of the men in this movie on.
Yeah.
She's tall and foreboding looking. She looks like she could kick some ass.
Well, it's like what Linda Carter was. They look Amazonian. They look like Amazonians.
Yeah.
And it's that was the 70s and 80s version of what we got later with like Xena, and those stronger females that would come out. Because in the 70s it was all like Charlie's Angels and all the babes that were still strong, but the Linda Carters and the Sybil Dannings were, I could kick your ass, and they were her name off the top of my head, but the Valkyrie from Conan, Brigitte Nielsen, women that could kick your ass, and you believed it. So it was a different time for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least, and if you could believe it, that's fine. Maybe they can't kick your ass, but maybe they can. That's good enough. And they're playing characters who are a little bit more extra, like Wonder Woman has powers, right? It's like Valkyrie's an alien, so maybe she's really strong. Who knows?
I would have believed it if they did that. I mean, honestly, Well,
I like Xena. Well, I mean, I own the soundtrack. I have all the things.
Xena and Hercules. I grew up on that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched them all the time.
So I don't like Xena was awesome. I don't understand why they can't do that now. It's like you can do that.
Or not to get deep into something else. Why we can't accept strong women? I'm like, I watch Xena. I watch those type of things. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bionic Woman. I got the whole set.
I got the whole set.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what a strong woman is.
Yeah,
apparently.
Yeah, that's a bit of a. I had this argument in way back in university. Someone tried this on me and they kind of failed miserably. And our buddy DW, who sometimes comes along, was there with me, and they were talking about female heroes and all that. And DW, and I was like trying to calm down, and then DW was like, he goes, J-Man like prefers a lot of the female superheroes, because I was reading like my two big titles at the time was Peter David Supergirl and John Byrne Wonder Woman, and those are like my two favorite comics. And I love those characters, and I grew up on Wonder Woman. She was my favorite. I had a Wonder Woman light switch as a kid in my room. I played with the Wonder Woman toy like a lot. It's like I liked all the female heroes, and she's still in my top. She's still my third favorite, superhero. And I have a Wonder Woman shelf and a Supergirl thing right here. But I love all those female characters, and I actually prefer when they do them properly, because when they do them properly, I really like them a lot. But when they don't do them properly, they're awful. It's difficult with female characters for me. If they're done perfectly, then I'm like, this is the best thing ever, and I'm just like dying over them. But when they don't do them properly, like She-Hulk to me is awful. It's despicable. But I
wasn't trying to get on that topic.
I know. but like Wonder Woman, like Gal Gadot is, I'm like, yeah, she's the damn best, and I'm super pumped up for her, even if she's in a crappier movie. Right, still like, so She-Hulk's a crappy show, but it's like, yeah, the character sucks. So, anyways, we had good characters in this. I guess we can pretty much go into enjoyment. We're all going to say battle, but are we
really?
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. It's already
there's no drama on this one, guys.
I can't peer pressure anyone in anything today. I don't know.
I would, the way I usually rank enjoyment, usually I just say I love it or I don't. But when I assign, because I'm a nerd, right? I took all the maths and sciences in school, and then I found out that I like arts. But I still like breaking it down. And what I usually do for enjoyment is I say, do I like this movie? Yes or no? Just quickly, do I like it? Yes or no? Yeah. Would I watch it again? Yes or no? Would I recommend it to a friend? Yes or no? Would I purchase it? Yes or no? And the thing is that I wouldn't recommend it to a friend, Space Mutiny, but I would probably watch it again. And I would buy it. And so it's like, and I kind of liked it anyways, even though it kind of sucks. I watched it, it was over, and I was like, I don't know. I'm like horror movies and sci-fi. I'm super easy. If there's a kill, this barbarian thing just came out, and I was like, okay, my wife saw the trailer. She's like, you might like this. I'm like, okay, is there a barbarians in it, or is it a clever title? It's like, no, it's like there's no barbarians. I'm like, okay. Yeah. She's like, it's some horror thing. Remember the shitty Beatles? Is that it's like from?
Are they any good? No, they suck.
They suck. Yeah, so it's not just a clever name.
It's just a clever name. I can quote that movie verbatim, guys. You're talking my language now.
I love it. But anyways, so I was like, I watched this movie, and my wife's like, this is just awful. I was like, I know, I kind of like it. And it's like, are you buying this? I was like, if this comes out on Blu-ray, I'm buying it for sure. So
Vinegar Syndrome.
Vinegar. Oh god, yeah, for sure. So that's my thing. Even with horror movies, like if there's a guy with a mask killing people, it's automatically going to be purchased. Like I'm like 100 slasher movies. I'm with them. So I don't want to just say this Mutiny was a big waste of time and I despised it. I kind of liked it anyways. Just I don't know. Like they're dancing around the ship. You're like, why is this not?
Disco dancing.
Disco, which is genius. And then those alien women are in this locker room, like in this storage compartment.
They're filming a 1980s aerobic video. That's what they're filming right there. That's their side gig.
I don't know. Like I don't think I would have thought of it. So I guess there's something to be said for that. I don't know. It's all right. I love the go-karts, or not even go-karts, bumper cars really is what Sean said. Is like they're the slowest vehicles ever created.
It was.
I bought a chair. I bought this chair today from Staples, and the guy had to get the car out, and he was going. I was like, God, it's gonna take forever. And then I thought, it's still faster than Space Marines.
It's only as fast as the speeder bike in Mandalorian with the multicolored people in that chase. Because that's all I could think of. I was just like, this is about as exciting as that is.
It's funny. There's a shot
where not Mandalorian.
Right? It's all the same.
Oh no! It's all the same.
It's all the same. It's all the same. So Mandalorian shows up in Book of Boba Fett. You know,
yes, he
all of
shows
a
up.
sudden,
Great
all of a
episode.
sudden it's the Mandalorian show,
Yeah.
and then it's back to Boba Fett. And
Well,
I'm a huge Boba Fett fan, and I'm just like, no.
Oh, I have tons of Boba Fett stuff, and I have to sell it all now because he's so lame.
Yeah.
I've now converted to Mandalorian being the best. Din Djarin or whatever is now like the best.
This is the only redeemable character from the show.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Cobb Vanth, Timothy Oliphant is my dude,
Well,
and
I would say-
then followed by Bill Burr. That was my second favorite.
I would say Cad Bane is actually really.
He went out like a
Yeah, then
bitch.
he dies.
He went out like a bitch.
Well, that's the one problem, but like,
yeah, but he looked cool, but he went out like a bitch.
I know.
Oh, sorry, I didn't say no. I like Battle Beyond the Stars way more.
Why you asking?
There's no spoiler here.
I like it.
Yeah,
He's like,
there's
"Come
no
on,
drama.
guys, come on, stay on track here."
Yeah, it's well, I was gonna say the time now. It's 9:12. I didn't want to say the previous time just because I don't know if too soon.
Oh,
yeah.
That's my son's birthday. It's fine. You can say it.
Oh, okay. So there you go. But oh no, so wait, your son. Oh, so your son just had a birthday.
Yeah, he's 16 officially.
Oh,
now.
16. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
Got his
so
first cell phone and has his learner's permit. Learning to drive.
Yes. Yeah, we can drive at 6. What is 16 in the States? You can
He's had his learner's permit for a while. We can get him at 15 and a half, and he can actually go get his license at 16.
Okay.
But he still needs a little bit of behind the wheel work.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know I got my license like the second you could get a license, and then I never
That was
used
me.
the subway or
Yeah.
bus again, and it's for losers. I don't care. It's like if you use
Yeah,
the bus,
I don't do public transportation. I can't do public transportation. I live in rural Virginia. There is no buses that come to where I am. I can barely get a pizza delivered to my house.
You're from parts unknown.
Yeah, there's no Uber, there's no Quick Eats, whatever. There's none of that crap. It's drive your ass to where you need to go back home.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's that. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. So Battle Beyond the Stars, I like more. It was almost gonna not be in this competition, so that shows how good it is.
Yeah.
It's one of the. It's if you're a betting man, you could bet on it to win the whole thing.
It's almost a ringer. It almost is.
Right. So, but yeah,
this versus Last Starfighter would be a good match. But
yeah, that would be.
But then again, I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not sure because Last Starfighter has different qualities.
Well, that's the
that
thing.
I like for different reasons, right?
Yeah.
Well, that makes it a good match, though.
It does make it a good match, though. Yeah, you're right. But we're not doing it, so too bad. It's
not on the list, Sean.
But
Damn it.
what I'm saying is, Last Starfighter got nixed from this because it was too good.
Right.
We thought.
Right.
Yeah.
We thought it was a little bit too good.
Yeah.
All right. So Sean, what do you like better?
Oh, Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. I I love the music. I love the look of it. When I think back to it, I remember colors and spaceships and that music and relaxed George Papard. So I know it's awesome. Space Mutiny I'll watch again. I like it. Come on. I like anything. You have to really be real crap for me to not like you.
Me too. Yeah.
But yeah, no, and I've seen worse movies. Like I've seen a lot of movies, so people are like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen." It's like you gotta see more movies. Then this won't be the worst movie you've ever seen.
Oh, this isn't near the worst movie
not.
I've seen. It's not even approaching.
Yeah.
Like it's not even the top 100 worst movies.
No,
I would literally say Eternals is worse than this.
It keeps me entertained, and I'd probably watch it to see what those Balerians are up to. Like, so what is this really about? Like
They needed a sequel to continue on the fight.
I thought they're called Valerians, and then at the end when the credits, I only watched the credits to see if they're going to credit Battlestar Galactica. And I saw it was Balerians. Like, oh shit! I thought they were like Valerians.
They were added last minute, right?
Oh,
yeah, well,
those
they
characters
just spliced in, but yeah.
The first director had a family emergency, and had to step away. Another director stepped in. They didn't have a long enough movie to be a movie, and neither director would come back because they're like, this movie's utter shit. So they got someone else from the production to direct the scenes of the Balerians. You literally are watching. That's why it makes no sense. There's 3 movies here
Yeah.
from 3 different directors, and they all went. One of them even tried to fight to get his name off of it.
Yeah.
But his contract wouldn't let his name come off. And
Yeah,
I think it's Winters or whatever it was. It's like you can't.
There's a
take your name
credit
off
of
this.
Valerian sequences, and then it's like it shows a whole other unit.
It was the dead. That's why it feels like where are they from? They filmed all the other stuff and then added them, and it's just makes no sense.
I just want to give one shout out to Cameron Mitchell because like he honest to God, he's the most lucid I've seen him in any movie. He's a little bit red faced, but like he is drunk a bit, but they pasted like crazy glued a freaking like sponge to his his chin. It's the worst. And there's that one scene where like the woman is giving him an epiphany or something. I can't remember what the hell's happening there. And he's sort of like slumped back like this, and the beard is slightly like going up his cheek. It's like it's coming off.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. But but yeah, no, Battle Beyond the Stars is better. But I will, God. But I will watch Space Mutiny again.
It's Santa. Oh my God, it's Santa. He's in Space Mutiny. I didn't realize it.
Miracle on 53rd Street.
Santa Claus the movie.
Santa Claus the movie.
Yes. I just got the Marvel Super Special of that.
Yes,
and it looks awesome. It's like the art on those things is awesome. The movie is worthless.
Oh man,
a lot of crap. He's not wrong.
Yeah, I have so many Cameron Mitchell movies. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Sean's got a tiny little shrine to Cameron Mitchell. That's why you recommended this damn movie. Come on to you, Sean.
Yeah, we figured it out. Yeah. Oh my God! All right, so I mean, who's next? Like,
Steven.
Steven.
I'm not angry at this movie. It was a terrible movie. I will never watch it again. I may watch the Mystery Theater 3000 thing just to see how much they made fun of it, but I will never watch it again. Once is enough in my lifetime. Battle Beyond the Stars is far more enjoyable. I will probably buy it. I'm as J-Man predicted I would. I'm not going to recommend Space Mutiny unless people are, it's just like you want to just, it's like The Room, except not quite as outrageous, and that makes it a little less fun for me. The Room is just hilarious to me because it's so outrageous.
Yeah,
this movie is not as like overtly outrageous. It's outrageous, but it's not as overtly. It's just like confusing and confounding, but you don't really get that one moment where it's like 4 guys get in a tuxedo and go into an alley and toss a football around for no reason, which is what makes The Room utter genius. It just falls short of the problem with Space Mutiny from an enjoyment level is it falls just short of overt outrageousness that I can just laugh at it throughout like The Room does, and it's not good enough as an actual movie. So Battle Beyond the Stars by like a mile.
How do I not have Lisa, You're Tearing Me Apart as a clip here? How do I not have that? I need to have that. Have you guys watched Songify the Room? I've watched it 4,000 times. I did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark. Lisa, you're tearing me apart.
I ran upstairs and I played the video game. I played
the video game too.
I finished the video game. It's
oh my God, you finished the video game. Do I have anything for that? That's really awful.
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay, I guess I could do that.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. Yeah, The Room is we should do a watch along with The Room, but I got
my God.
You'd just be laughing the whole time. You can't even you can't even watch that. Like,
I've never watched it, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude.
my
do
God,
you know what it is though, right? Or no?
I've never seen it.
Do you know what it is? Or
I know it's famously bad. That's it, but I don't know the premise. I know the GIF. Oh, hi, Marc.
Yeah.
Because I got a buddy named Marc, and I use it all the time when he pops up in the group chat. But I've never watched it. I don't
You
know.
have to watch it. It's really
like Charlie,
funny.
The Room is it's mandatory watching. If
It's
you're watching
mandatory.
movies, you have to watch The Room.
Okay.
It's mandatory viewing.
It's
Yeah.
mandatory. I can't continue on this stream until I watch the
Like, if you have to bow out of a stream to watch it, I would completely understand.
Yeah.
That's a valid reason.
I second that. It
like,
you know, it's the Citizen Kane of awful movies. There's nothing. It's a once in a lifetime. Lightning hit a bottle. Someone gave Tommy Wiseau too much money to do something, and the result is just legendary.
Yeah,
I kind of understand you, Charlie. I've seen it a couple times, and I understand the appeal. But like, to me, a bad movie should be fantasy, horror, sci-fi. Like, I don't really care about, like, there's no like freaking awesome cool thing.
Yeah, so that's my whole thing. Like, I don't watch dramas a whole lot. I don't care about Oscar-worthy performances. Not saying The Room is. I'm just saying when it comes to that, I'm a run and gun movie guy. Is there guns, bombs, explosions, blood, gore? I'm in.
I
got Space Mutiny is more up my alley as a bad movie, right?
I don't think. Okay, Steve, say your thing, and I'll say my thing.
I gotta tell you though, I'm not usually a drama guy. I don't usually see dramas in the theater. Like that's to me a Netflix or something, you know, thing, or someone shows me. But The Room is not. There's no genre to The Room. There is no actual genre to The Room. It defies genre. It defies explanation. It defies like description. It's an experience. It's literally like you go on a roller coaster, and you don't know, like, you don't understand 1 minute of it, but it's hilarious. You cannot stop laughing.
I'll watch it.
I don't think Space Mutiny, shocker, I don't think Space Mutiny is a bad movie in the way that we are saying. Like, it's like, I think there's some neat stuff. They tried to do some cool things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe in this, it's so bad it's good theory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Space Mutiny, it's like, yeah, they tried, and there you go. And I'm not like angry. I never get, if I get angry, it's if you've actually done something to piss me, like, you know, where She-Hulk pisses me off. It's like, you pissed me off on this.
I agree.
You can make a shit show and I'll still be like, yeah, that was kind of cool. Like, I'll look for something cool. I want to be enjoyed because I buy everything anyways. Like, if She-Hulk came out, I would just buy it. Eternals came out, I bought it on 4K, and I despise that movie. So I need to buy it because I need to have every Marvel movie. So I'm like that. I don't want to give money to bad things, but I will if I have to. Like, I think Eternals is a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing makes sense. It's a lot of money. And it's shit. I think Space Mutiny is legitimately. I also think The Room is better because, firstly, I understand the plot of The Room.
Yeah.
That's number one, and the plot makes sense. It's just poorly acted, and it's not just bad acting. It's the way that they speak is so, like, Charlie, it's, you have to see it to really understand. It's surreal. You're like, didn't anyone standing here saying this dialogue realize that this is so weird? Like, the way that it's said, it'd be like, it's not like someone doing an impression. It's almost like someone who doesn't speak English has just heard English and is trying to say it, but they're still doing it in a bad way because they're not even doing it phonetically where it would kind of sound right. Like, nothing sounds right. If I said, good morning, Charlie, how are you today? It's like, good morning, how are you today, Charlie? You're like, why did you say
You could tell Tommy Wiseau had a heavy hand on things. And
and he's like, no, you have to say it this way. It's like, but why are you talking
it's that kind of baffling. I lied, actually. I like Elizabethtown because it's so bad.
Okay.
But Elizabethtown, that's the Orlando Bloom, Kirsten Dunst movie.
Oh, God.
And the thing is, it's bad because you don't know what the hell they're trying to do. It's like, if the roles were switched, it would have been a horror movie because Kirsten Dunst literally stalks Orlando Bloom. And there's some funny moments and there's some weirdly dramatic moments. And it's like, I don't know what this is. And no one liked that movie, but I adore it because it's so weird like that. It's not quite The Room, but it's kind of what people say about The Room, and that you don't know what the hell they're trying to do here. Right. And you laugh at something like the thing that makes me laugh in that movie in the beginning of The Room is Tommy Wiseau and the woman that he loves are going upstairs into their bed, and there's a kid that goes into the bed with them, and the kid is played by like a 30-year-old man. He's like, he doesn't even look like a kid, but he has a ball cap, and he's just supposed to be a kid. And I'm like, what's happening here? It's written by aliens, and I think
he's
that's
sitting
why
in bed with them. And
he's in bed
and
with them.
then they laugh like ha 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 ha, and it's like it looks like, I swear, it looks like aliens wrote it and directed it. I think that's the appeal of it. That when they initially made the movie, it was supposed to be a drama, and then when they saw that people were laughing at the film in the theaters, they said, "Oh, a delightful comedy" or whatever.
He's got pictures of spoons.
Yeah, who does that? It's like an alien landed and 2 days later made a movie, right?
No, because he bought the frames from Walmart or Target, and they have a spoon picture just to show you a full. It's just not a blank frame, and it's just there. You're like, I don't get this. Like, and there's like, and there's like a painting of. It's like, what is happening? Like,
and then you go. They shoot on the roof a lot. And it's literally like that roof is being transported through time and space. Like there's CGI around it. But it's like so it makes no sense. And like, where is
it's like, why would you CGI a normal, common background? Just freaking go on a roof somewhere. What are you doing?
We're all okay.
Oh, sorry.
Charlie, okay, Charlie, what do you like better? Why? And then let's end this, because this has gone off the rails.
I have no idea what's going on right now. I had this whole thing, but it was just Battle Beyond the Stars. No, what I was gonna say was there's so many of these type of movies that came out around this time. I mean, look, we're doing a tournament, and there's no lack of these types. And so I agree with Steven. I'm probably never going to watch Space Mutiny except for the Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
Because that's the only version I could find at first. And I almost just had to watch it and ignore the jokes. Like I started it and I was like, man, this is going to sway me somehow. And I realized, I'm like, shit, I need to go on YouTube. And I found it. So I probably watched the exact same one y'all did. And I really got thinking as we were talking, I'm like, you know what? Nostalgia aside, I should be able to say a movie's bad.
Yeah.
And I think Space Mutiny is just a bad version of these movies when compared to everyone else's.
Right.
And I don't think I'll watch it for enjoyment. I might torture someone with it. I might really like pump it up and be like, oh, you have never seen Space Mutiny? Well, as soon as we're done watching The Room, we're watching Space Mutiny. And I'll do that and laugh maniacally, just like the bad guy, as they go, what is happening? But yeah, it's always going to be Battle Beyond the Stars. I own it. It's an enjoyable movie. It's not Star Wars, but I don't compare it to Star Wars.
Right.
Everyone else does, but I'm like, no, it's not Star Wars. It's really not trying to be Star Wars. You know, some of them are trying to be Star Wars. They just took a story that we've talked about, has been around forever. They put it in a different setting and it worked. It just flat out worked. And I agree. I think this one's going to make the long haul, but there's some heavy hitters in this thing too. Yeah. There's some things that may just trump this, because what hurt Kroll was it was too generic. It was too linear, and pacing was bad. That's what killed Kroll. Not that Yor was some fantastic movie.
Right.
It just worked better. Yeah. If I'd have got Yor in Space Mutiny might have beat Battle Beyond the Stars if I got that same enjoyment factor, that Reb Brown X factor. He just wasn't able to do it in this one like he had before. So
yeah,
that's me, man. I am not going to drag this out any further.
All right, so there you go.
Down. It's official.
Yeah. So Battle Beyond the Stars has beaten it. So that's that. Next week, what do you guys want to do? We've got. So this one is done. This one we could do Ice Pirates and Space Raiders.
Well, I was going to say we just recorded our Metal Storm episode last night. It comes out in 2 weeks. So if you did Metal Storm next week, my Metal Storm episode comes out the very next Tuesday after it.
So why don't we? What do you want us to do it after?
It don't matter. We can do it either or. So we can do it before the release or after
Or
release.
after
It
release.
doesn't. Either way. I just thought it'd be kind of cool for a little cross promotion of.
Yeah.
'cause
So
I
why don't we
mentioned
do
it-
the same?
Yeah.
So yours will be on the Tuesday. So let's do ours that for. Oh no, that's okay. We can do ours on the Friday to get ready for yours on the Thursday. So
Right,
yours will be the more in depth one.
Because I mentioned us doing this thing in that episode, so we won't be like done. You know, we're only going to be like 2 or 3 into it by the time people hopefully migrate over here.
Okay.
So it works.
So yeah. So just you send me the date of that, and then so it's gonna be a Tuesday. So do you want to do it after or before?
It comes out the 27th. That's the release date.
So 27th. Let's see.
Yeah, it's the last week of the month. So today is 16th.
Yeah. So do you want to do it next Friday, or do you want to do it the Friday after?
So
Let's
if
do it
you
the
do
30th.
it, Charlie, on the Tuesday, and you mentioned we're talking about it, we should do it on that Friday, man, the 30th.
That works. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll
so
just
30th.
so we can do a different one for this one coming up, and then we'll
Okay.
do Metal Storm after.
All right. So let's see. So Metal Storm will be after. So we can do. Let's finish the top row. Then let's just do. Do you want to do Ice Pirates and Space Raiders?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. I mean, Ice Pirates I've seen 4,000 times, but I'll watch it again.
Yeah, I'll watch it again.
And
Same.
Space Raiders I've never seen, so I'm gonna have to pay attention to that one. And that one is this a jobber match, or is there somewhat of a possibility of Space Raiders?
I think I'm in.
Space Ra-
I don't
Sorry.
remember Space Raiders.
Yeah, I haven't seen Space Raiders in a long time.
Okay.
I haven't seen Space Raiders, and I'm going to need someone to loan me Ice Pirates.
Yeah, I can loan you both those movies.
Okay.
I loved Ice Pirates as a kid, man. I'll tell you,
Yeah,
that's
I
a
saw it in the
big
theater,
one.
man.
Oh,
Every
Jesus
kid
Christ.
watched that movie. Jesus.
I think I have the poster. I might have the actual poster for Ice Pirates. I'm going to look that up.
So I think you already loaned me Space Raiders.
Okay, so I'll give you Ice Pirates as well. I'm going to check and see if I own the poster for that.
I saw
All right, guys.
it
So
you guys, but like years ago.
yeah. You've seen it before, but just not, it's been a while, so you want to revisit it or whatever.
Yep.
Posters. Let's see. Do I
So
have
good
Ice
night.
Pirates?
You're gonna get your wish next week.
Oh, I don't have the Ice Pirates poster. That's very upsetting. I thought I had that. I don't even know what I have anymore. Okay, give it to Ice Pirates. That's just you. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I have to watch Space Raiders. So if Space Raiders has that intangible goofiness, but that's what Ice Pirates has. So we have to see how it's going to go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I think we'll end it off there. This Tuesday, Steve and I will be back talking about wrestling. So tonight we got actually it's Raquel Rodriguez versus Bailey tonight, which came out of nowhere. I don't know where that match came out of. I just saw it before I went live. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I'm gonna watch that right now.
Right, that's gonna be.
I hope that's gonna be booked. I will. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. It's a weird match to have it this early on. But and then I saw She-Hulk episode whatever it's on 4. It sucks. I saw Rings of Power.
It's 5.
I saw 5.
Yeah.
So I saw the 5th one. It's awful.
I'm not watching it.
No.
And
I'll
Rings of
watch it
Power,
eventually, man. I don't know.
yeah, Rings of Power. I saw half of episode 3, and then in my iPad kind of caught my attention. So I have to rewatch the ending of episode 3 of Rings of Power. I'm trying to get through it, but we'll be back on hopefully we'll do Thursday night again, and do an open mic and see what we're dealing with. Something else must have come out. I'm sure other trailers have come out for their bullshit stuff that all sucks.
Chucky's coming out soon.
Oh, bro! Oh, season 2.
Yeah, and
That was
in private school.
Oh my god, I love the first season of that Chucky series.
Yeah.
I thought that was stellar. Very surprisingly, well, not surprisingly stellar because it's Mancini's involved.
Mancini,
right?
yeah.
And no one's telling him what to do.
And no one's telling him what to do. So he actually got story and stuff. And he had teenage characters that I didn't despise. So that's Cobra Kai had teenage characters I didn't despise either.
Great.
Wow.
It can be done.
Wow. It can be done. Yeah, Cobra Kai is proof that it can be done.
And it's on season 5 came out
And
last
season
Friday.
5 was
So, yeah, you're in.
stellar.
Just like everything else, you just need good writers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, Henry Silva, man, he's the best, baby. Henry Silva's awesome.
Yeah, Henry Silva.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for this jobber match. I mean, it is what it is, but anyways, we'll see how it goes next week.
Can't
All
have
right, guys.
time.
Yep. Until next time.
Yep.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man,
and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.